Hi, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, we're certainly happy that you've tuned in. Today we're going to El Morro National Monument in New Mexico, and aside from the natural beauty of the place, it's actually known for three things in particular, and we're going to tell you what those are. You're definitely going to want to come to this national monument, spend some time, and maybe even stay a couple nights. All right, so a little information on El Morro. Admission is free here in this national monument. This isn't a national park. It's administered by the National Parks Division, but it's a national monument, and it's free. And go ahead.
And the other thing, which is quite nice, you can bring your dog here, as long as your dog is on a leash. Pets are permitted on the trails, which is kind of unusual. I know this is a national monument, but a lot of parks do not allow pets. So yeah, that's a nice bonus. You can bring your dog. And there's also a free campground here within the grounds of this national monument, and we're going to show you that later. So free admission, well, it doesn't end there. Like I said, there's free camping, and you can't beat that. And we've camped here too as well, and the spots are really nice, so we'll go take a look at that later. So free admission, and you can bring Fido. We're Fiona and Jerry from a couple of drifters.com.
We've been traveling long term for over 3 years on a budget of $15 each per day. This spot, known as El Morro, has been attracting people for thousands of years, but today its most noteworthy feature is definitely Inscription Rock, which is quite aptly named, as you'll see in a moment.
We're starting out on the lower trail, which is Inscription Rock Loop Trail. It's a paved half-mile trail, and it passes the Oasis, which is the pool. It also passes Inscription Rock itself, and it passes Woodpecker Arch.
So here we are at the Oasis, and this was definitely the thing that attracted people here. This isn't a spring. This is filled with water year-round, and it's a result of runoff from rain and melting snow. And it's the only source of water for miles around. I think over 25 miles, maybe 30 miles around. The first known mention of it by a European is actually from 1583. As I already mentioned, today the real draw here is Inscription Rock. So who exactly was responsible for the petroglyphs and ultimately the inscriptions we see on the rock behind me? The ancient Puebloans left all sorts of carvings on this rocky outcrop, and they lived up above too, and we'll show you that later. Much more is known about the actual names carved into the rock. These were made by Spanish conquistadors, explorers, and missionaries. Settlers from wagon trains heading west, railroad survey expeditions, and even members from a now-defunct corps from the U.S. Army. All of these groups chose this spot right here to leave their mark for eternity.
Between 1856 and 1866, the US Army conducted an experiment. It was pre-railroad, it was like the preliminary expansion out west. So they brought in camels because camels were the perfect pack animal. They could carry heavy loads and they were ideal for desert environments and conditions. So now, every 2 years in September or October, the Camel Corps is commemorated here at El Morro because it actually passed through El Morro in August of 1857. Doug Baum and his Texas Camel Corps come here, and he gives talks and speeches, and you get to meet the camels. It's actually an amazing experience. He does a fantastic job retelling the history and gets everybody involved.
This inscription right here is definitely noteworthy. It's the first known inscription by a European, and it's the first datable one as well. It's actually dated to April 16th, 1605, and it's by Juan de Oñate. And he was a Spanish conquistador, an explorer, and he happened to be the first governor of this Spanish province right here, then known as Santa Fe de Nuevo Mexico.
So this is the famous Woodpecker Arch, aptly named because, well, it looks like a woodpecker. We're heading up onto the headland trail right now. It's about a 2-mile loop, but you've already done half a mile of it with the Inscription Rock Trail, which is incorporated into the headland trail. So it'll take us up onto the top of the sandstone bluff here, and it's an elevation gain of 250 feet.
These are the Puebloan ruins called Atsina. They were built around 1275 and they were abandoned about 1400. This housed about anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 people, and as you can tell, the structure afforded a great vantage point. I mean, this was defensive. It was an ideal place to build such a community, and there was a water source down below.
El Morro Campground has 9 sites. It's all on a first come, first served basis, and it's completely free. If you're traveling by RV, there is a limitation on the length of the RV allowed, and that is 27 feet.
Okay, so this is a typical spot here, a campsite at El Morro. There's your fire pit, and this was actually the spot that we had a year and a half ago. There's your picnic table, and there's a pad over here for your tent. And just off in the distance from this site anyway are the pit toilets right there.
Now, as if El Morro didn't have enough going for it, it was recently certified as an international dark sky park. So essentially what that means is it's unhindered from light pollution. So if you're looking for the perfect place to go camping and to enjoy a bit of a starry night, this is the perfect campground to come to.
We should probably tell you how to get to El Morro National Monument as well. It's located right off of New Mexico Highway 53. It's about 40 miles south of Grants. And the nearest town, or village rather, is Rama, and about another 40 miles, that's 10 miles up the road, and another 40 miles beyond that is Gallup. So we hope we've convinced you by now to visit El Morro National Monument. There it is right there, by the way. We're going to leave all the information that you need, that's the official website for El Morro National Monument, in a link in the description down below. So we encourage you to check that out. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing for more videos.